I'm Ramsey, the loud one.
I'm Jesse, the short one.
Put us both into one, we are.
Lots of noise, always too fast, lots of laughs. Here's our podcast, the loud and short of it. Hi, and welcome to the loud and short of it.
I'm Ramsey, the loud one.
And I'm Jesse, the short one.
This week we got a variety hour for you for the month of June.
Yes, and this one, as opposed to the other two, not good news. Not just good news.
Yeah, we're going back to the normal variety hours because this has all been lasting for much longer than we thought it would. And also, I'm not talking about Doctor Who video games or Call of Duty grandmas ever again.
Yeah, we got tired of polishing the Corona turd. So
yeah.
we're going to show you the turd as is.
Yeah.
And let's start with just the most sensitive and shittiest of subjects possible, politics in America in 2020. As you know, with our break and everything else, Black Lives Matter and the entire movement behind it has been controlling the airwaves and is the most important thing going on in the world today. And just like Corona, we are not the spokesman for this.
No.
You should not just be listening to us on this. We are not the end-all, be-all, or even the anything on racial justice and police brutality and how to solve those problems or talking about those problems.
We decided that if we were going to have a news show, we had to talk about it in some capacity, but there's a myriad of resources out there for you to stay informed on.
Yeah, that being said, we do have to talk about it because it is important. So let's just get right into it. We're going to try to keep it local because we both went to the Austin protests. We both have had experiences with APD, and I would just rather speak from a local level than a national level.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into it. I want to talk about a win. This is not the win. This does not mean that anybody should stop fighting. This is not even 10% of the way to the finish line. But Austin City Council has done some good things after these protests. Of course, they had to injure 2 people horrifically.
Yeah.
And shoot at protesters and basically become an armed gang.
Tear gas. They used tear gas.
Tear gas on protesters. But Austin City Council has now passed all of the 8 can't wait laws, which are designed to de-escalate situations involving the police. Which is great on paper. Yeah.
I like how you put this is the very beginning to calm me down. I've been critical over these 8 can't wait laws, just because it's my personal belief that the police are already breaking so many rules that what the fuck is 8 more to them?
It's already illegal to murder people.
Yeah.
Unless it's self-defense. So writing 8 different ways of saying it's illegal to murder people unless it's self-defense.
It just felt, at the time too, it just feels, it kind of felt like they were throwing a bone, and it also just kind of felt like, they were throwing out numbers too and just being super fucking patronizing. But
with the
that was my
hashtag of can't wait. Yeah.
That was my initial reaction. I still feel that way in some capacity, but if we're looking at this from a jumping off point and that everyone just keeps fucking momentum, because this is not even close to the end.
Yeah.
This is the very beginning. And if this is the very beginning, that's okay. I can work with that. I'm not gonna be fucking bitching 24/7, but gotta be honest with you.
Bitching 23/7. You take a sleep for 1 hour. Yeah, which everybody should be doing right now. But the slightly better thing they did, which they aren't calling it defund the police, which I don't care what the fuck you call it. Anybody with half a brain is hoping that police departments receive less percentage of funding in each city, and it goes to more useful things like preventing people from becoming criminals.
Yeah, run through that real quick, then we can go on that.
So Austin City Council has approved a measure to take, they haven't released exact numbers, between $20 and $100 million is going to be taken out of APD's budget and towards social work programs and other not cop security forces. Stuff like if there's a drug offense, there's no reason to send massive militarized police at that event. You could send social workers to deal with that. Yeah,
my biggest thing with the language around, because what I have noticed is that especially with Black Lives Matter and defund the police, to the people who oppose these, it just seems like not to go on a rant, but y'all just need the simplest fucking terms. So call it divest from the police, but just do whatever you have to. But progress is being made. The biggest thing that I've used to talk to people about it is most of the people on that side are saying they're like, oh, well, the government's already bloated and yah, yah, yah. And I'm like, yeah, bro, it's it's already bloated. So take money from the cops.
Yeah.
like we don't want more of your money. We want fucking money from the cops to divest it from them and give it to these other programs.
It is insane the percentage of city budgets across, like, LA's is one of the most horrendous.
Yeah.
And Austin's is just as bad. It's like more than 1/3 of the entire city budget is just police.
Yeah. Dude, LA's is fucking billions.
And during these votes, the police union of Austin came out and released one of the dumbest fucking statements where they stated that they didn't get as big of an increase as they wanted in 2018, and that's why we have a homeless problem in Austin. As if giving more money to police makes it so less homeless people live here. Which may be true if the police are just beating the shit out of homeless people every night, but, that's probably not the correct way to handle the situation.
Yeah. I just think that, like, if these are the steps we're taking, it feels like we're getting somewhere this time. I remember, like, whenever things started first happening a few years ago, time doesn't mean shit to me anymore.
Yeah.
But now it just feels
kids
like
when it first came to the limelight of the average American household.
But, like, coming of age in this country at this point and just starting to realize, like, how fucked up things were and just, like, but right now it's, I want to be careful with my word choice here, but it is a little inspiring to see the people's reaction to this. Like, like, it's a terrible thing that happened, but, like, people standing up together and saying, like, fuck this, we're done. Like, it's the first time I felt hope for this country in a fat minute.
And not just stupid celebrities. That's what makes me happy. This isn't some, like, silly hashtag and everybody gets to feel great about it.
Yeah.
And it's people in the streets that not letting this happen anymore.
Yeah.
This will not happen anymore, because every time it does happen, which we've seen over the past week, because apparently cops still can't just stop killing black people.
No.
They physically can't do it. Every time it happens, there's protests.
Yeah.
And whatever other word you want to use for reasonable protests after a civilian is murdered.
Also, real quick, we attended protests, and I will say that I just saw a ton of people taking care of each other out there.
Everybody was wearing masks.
Yeah, I would urge you, if you're not a dipshit, but if you are in the middle of this, like, go out to a protest and just look.
Yeah.
Just see what's happening around you, and, like, I guarantee you, bro, like, it's going to change your outlook on it. I thought my outlook couldn't change, and I came out of that protest, and I was fucking shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked at how bad it was in Austin, our own city.
I had that stupid liberal take that so many people do in more liberal cities like Austin and at plenty of other places where they're like, well, yes, police are incredibly bad, but not that bad in my city.
Yeah.
And then I went out, watched the Mike Ramos video, which I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And then went out and saw how APD treated people that were peacefully protesting. Was like, this is a systemic, horrific problem.
It's a national culture, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
But yeah.
And hopefully it's changing for the better.
Yeah, I mean, we're on the way to start defunding police. I mean, fucking Minneapolis got rid of their police force, their traditional police force, and, like, bro, I'm not gonna say abolish the police. I'm not gonna say what for, but I'm gonna tell y'all that the police need to be divested from. And I think Minneapolis taking these steps is pretty impressive. And I think the idea, we were watching the Austin City Council. There's some dude came on, was talking about, like, having a crowd control sect.
Yeah.
And these dudes, they're talking about dudes in, like, not dressed up like fucking stormtroopers, scary as hell, like the cops were, but just, like, if people are going out to protest the police, not the police fucking responding to it.
Yeah, and I mean, any major city could use that, because he brought up that this wouldn't just be for protests or riotous behavior, whatever the fuck is going on. This would be for ACL, for South by, anything. There's large crowds every 2 weeks in Austin year round.
Yeah, and also,
it'd be much nicer not to have armed guards watching these things.
Yeah, and, like, dude, like, even just going out on fucking, like, 6th, like, I guarantee you everyone would be, like, way calmer if the fucking cops weren't around.
Yeah.
It's
way more likely to ask for help if something goes wrong.
Yeah,
one of my buddies got too drunk on 6, and it was, like, a legitimate problem. I'm not going to the fucking cop.
Yeah.
Then they're just going to give him a ticket and put him in a drunk tank, and he's going to have a worse time than anything else we could have done for him. It's just inherently a culture problem, and that's all I can say on it. And I'm excited and hopeful for the direction it's headed right now.
Yeah. And I guess just final words, keep the momentum. Don't let this be the end. If you see your local politicians or whatever, sorry, I'm terrible at the verbiage, pumping the brakes a bit, put the pressure on, call, organize, try and get involved with organize. Yeah, but try and get involved with organized protests. Just do what you can. because the fight's not over. It's not gonna be over for a long ass time, but it's nice to see that it's fired up a bit.
Yep. Okay. Getting something a little less heavy.
I feel good now.
Let's get into television.
All right. I got one for television.
Okay.
2 seconds. Okay. So a little less heavy. Yo, Kops got fucking canceled by Paramount.
Talk about defunding the police.
Yeah. They canceled Kops and they canceled fucking Live PD, which is just like the shitty spinoff of Kops. And dude, like the thing is, like Kops had been running for fucking 20 years.
Well, for obvious reasons, I have no memory of there not being Kops.
Dude, it's insane. Like I remember, like me and my sister used to watch that shit when we were kids because we were just like, we had no clue.
Yeah.
We were like, we're gonna watch Kops. And like I remember in Step Brothers, the fucking joke where he's just like, oh, why are y'all sweaty? He's like, oh, I was watching Kops. Now that shit's gone.
Also, some horrific stuff has come out over the years about Kops that I wasn't aware of until it got canceled. I mean, who watches Kops now? I don't know anybody.
Nobody.
It's only boomers that still have basic cable are watching Kops nowadays. But apparently, they would just like go to the same neighborhoods because they knew people were having desperate times and they knew they could get footage down there and catch people committing minor crimes and drug offenses.
Going off that, the most fucked up thing with Kops is like, don't quote me on this, but like the things I read were that there were people who were repeat offenders on the fucking show, and they use these people's repeat crimes to fucking get ratings off of them. There's like, dude, like it's just like when you think about it, like remember fucking bum fights. Do you remember that shit? Oh yeah. I
know the joke of bum fights that they talk about.
That shit was not a joke, bro. Bum fights was real, but it's like stuff like that where the culture's changing now, to where like shit that horrific existed back in the day, and we didn't even realize how fucking bad Kops was.
Yeah.
And now, also like all the shit with the deleted footage from Kops. Did you hear about that? They're deleting a bunch of fucking footage. That's fucking state's evidence, bro. You can't do that shit.
Jesus.
I hope everyone who's involved in that show, who made those decisions, cuffs.
Except for whoever
from a third party.
That guy's the best.
Yeah.
Okay. My television gets completely away from the cop issue that's plaguing the nation. I got Netflix. The only thing I ever talk about when I have a television topic.
I know.
There's been no recording of any film or television for months now.
Yeah.
Because of Corona, obviously. But somehow Netflix still just churning out the new content.
Dude, the new content, even the fucking old content.
Yeah, it's a mix of just
fire.
showing you how long it takes when it's being filmed to the editing process to when it hits the consumer.
Yeah.
Is months and months and months. Like,
yeah.
We're getting new shows, and there's, like you said, there's just so much that Netflix picks up every month and gives to us from other streaming services or was never available originally.
You also consider too, like Netflix now, and like people don't really talk about it like this, but like Netflix is a giant distribution service.
Yeah,
like it's like a mass distributor. Like a lot of Netflix movies are shitty. It's because they caught in production hell. They get shopped around a bunch of studios, and Netflix churns them out. But the biggest thing about Netflix right now is like you gotta wonder all the new shit coming out right now. Like how much of that was in the pipe?
Yeah,
like, how much of that was just half edited, and they're like, fuck it. They're like, all right, push this shit out. Like, I don't know. I would love to hear some insight of like crunch time at Netflix over the coronavirus, because
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I also got to give props to Hassan Minhaj and all the other shows that have decided to keep making content during coronavirus, because they know it's not going to be as good. They don't have a live audience. They don't have anywhere near the stage presence and editing that they could have had. But he just does it at home with a green screen and I think a couple people, lighting people probably that he needs. But like, it's still good. I'm glad it's coming out and it's entertaining.
It's like YouTube quality shit, you know. It's like don't get me wrong, like he's obviously has way more money behind him and shit, but like in concept is essentially like every fucking like news anchor dude is like trying to be a fucking YouTuber now. Yeah. But just on Netflix, which God, what a dream.
It's all of the freedom of YouTube and all the money of Netflix.
Yeah,
what
seriously.
more could you ever ask for?
Oh man. All right, getting into random.
Let's get into the randoms. What do you have?
All right. Oh, I'm so fucking happy about this. Black Sabbath, a band my father showed me. They made a Black Lives Matter shirt, and all their old ass fans were pissed.
I assume all the Facebook, all over
bro.
Facebook.
I was reading some Facebook threads. Not that I go on Facebook. But I was reading some Facebook threads of dudes just getting pissed off and just like saying a whole bunch of nonsense about Black Sabbath. And it like honestly, it was a hilarious, fucking pathetic attempt for old people to stay relevant. But it was funny to think about like all the old ass people who was listening to like all this fucking rock music and like, dude, they just not hear any of it. All that shit's fucking political.
There is a non-negligible amount of society that just consumes any form of art. There's people without a doubt that at some point will listen to this podcast, even variety hours, and they'll just be like, it's not political. Why'd they make it political during the variety hour? And you're like, it was political randomly throughout the whole thing, man. That's the undertones of it.
They're gonna go to Justice League too and just be like, why are they saying fuck cops? They've never been political before. Oh man, but it's wild. Like people fucking fucking bunch of, not to call out our friends, but a bunch of fucking white frat boys listening to Fortunate Son. Just be like, oh, this is the shit. I'm like, motherfucker, this shit is a middle finger to your bloodline.
This is about just how dope Nom is. That's what that song is about, right?
Dude, they hear that shit and they're like, bro, I fucking loved Black Ops 1. That shit was 8th grade memories, fool. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that brought insane joy to my heart. I might buy that shirt. Fuck it. I only have 10 shirts.
I might get back on Facebook just to watch angry people complain about things.
Oh, dude,
about stuff.
it's a fucking religious experience.
Yeah.
It's just the best, especially when you're related to them. You're like, damn.
I got lucky. I don't know any of my family on Facebook, or even when I had Facebook, I didn't have any family members that I knew on there.
Bro, I deleted them all.
I got out in time.
I deleted them all, and they all got mad and messaged my mom. My mom was like, fuck off. don't talk to me. Don't talk to my son.
Say, I know that some Zoomers and other people who have control over their parents, and I did it to my grandma back in the day, how you get onto their cable and you block Fox News because you don't want them to turn into angry, bigoted fucks or continue being angry, bigoted fucks. Start learning how to edit routers, firewalls, and block Facebook on your parents' accounts. They're going to become better, more fun parents to have.
I got, real quick, because I know we gotta get moving on this, but I have a funny story about Fox News. Me and my father were watching Fox News one day, and my mom comes in, and she was just like, what the fuck are y'all watching? And then my dad just looks up at me, and I look over, and I'm like, we need to antagonize ourselves. Today has been far too chill. We need to get mad.
My dad does that with Rush Limbaugh all the fucking time.
Oh my god!
Always on in his car just so he can get mad at it, which is still annoying because then you give him the ratings that they so desperately need. But also, sometimes you need to hate watch.
Yeah. Also, get rid of cable.
Yes, I mean, get rid of just delete your parents' cable. Yeah. Isn't that how it works? Okay, my random. Probably a little less fun than yours.
You're fucking wrong. I can't wait.
I've got the list of the people who have donated the most to help with coronavirus in America, as far as helping people affected by it, investing in research, everything else going on with corona. Surprisingly, biggest donator of all, Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter. He's donated $1 billion, which that's more than 20% of all the money Jack Dorsey owns.
Damn.
That's really impressive.
Huge.
I'm not going to say he's a good guy. Still billionaire. But
Jack Dorsey
might be my favorite one now.
Yeah.
Might be my favorite one.
Jack Dorsey
did
some
horrible shit now.
Yeah, but I mean also too, like, Jack Dorsey's also been on Twitter just like talking about like Trump and shit and being like, hey, these tweets are fake.
Yeah,
you can't lie on Twitter anymore.
Finally put his foot down on that one.
And he would be the first.
And then I've got the other ones. That was the good news. Let's get into it. Bill Gates. Everyone knows Bill Gates. He quote unquote cured malaria. He's the best billionaire because he says he's going to give all his money back before he dies. Yeah, all of that. He signed whatever bullshit pledge people like to bring up to make billionaires sound like people.
It's like a non-sexy Lex Luthor.
He's donated less than half of Jack Dorsey, which you might be saying that's still $400 million potentially or somewhere around that range. That he donated 0.28% of his total wealth. That means if you had $400 in your wallet and you saw a homeless guy, that's the equivalent. A homeless guy with corona, he's dying. That's the equivalent of you giving him $1.12 and being like, I'm just the fucking bee's knees.
Yeah. No, that's doing that and then like TikToking it.
Yeah.
Like put it on Twitter and just being like, I stay humble, stay generous.
Hiring a PR team for well over that $1.12 to spread the fact that you spent the $1.12. Then let's get into just our best friend, who we talk about all the time. He's pretty much a third host we have at this point.
I got an inkling.
Mr. Bezos.
Oh, fuck.
Mr. Bezos donated...
Cue ball?
Yeah, Mr. Cue Ball. The richest man in the fucking world. Let's just start that he's made a shitload of money during this because obviously people need things delivered. Yeah. So he's made an absolute fucking buttload off of this pandemic that has affected the entire world. Then in addition to that, he's donated only $100 million, which you're thinking... $100 million, that's so much money. But not when you're Jeff fucking Bezos. That is less than 1/10 of 1% of his wealth.
That's the equivalent of Lex Luthor spitting on you.
If you had $10,000,
yeah,
and some people like to say, well, Jeff Bezos doesn't have that in cash, it's in stock options and everything else. Let's get into this. Let's say you have $10,000. That's your savings, that's your retirement, that's your car, that's everything you own. You have $10,000 worth of stuff. That is the equivalent of then taking $7 and giving it to somebody. Or somebody with corona and being like, aren't I a great guy too? Can I be on the list of the big givers?
And then tweeting it.
Yes, and then tweeting out that you did it.
The funniest thing of 2020, it was dark and not funny, but when Jeff Bezos tweeted that shit about wildfires.
Oh, I didn't even see this.
No, dude, it was on the show. Yes, you did. No. Yeah, he was talking. It was like the weird fucking like ad thing. They're talking about how he gave the money to the wildfires in Australia, and then like every fucking Zoomer did the math, and it was just like, you piece of fucking shit.
I donated more percent, and I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Like
bro, that'd be like me. That'd be like me boxing up my leftovers and sending it to Australia. Oh, man.
So, in total, I had the chance on a random to do whatever I wanted. I spent this saying, fuck Jeff Bezos. And if you don't agree, go fuck yourself. You're an idiot. Fuck billionaires.
On the randoms, Jesse got to say, fuck Jeff Bezos. I had to say, I fucking hate old people. All right, we're getting into the most important one. Just kidding.
We got two more. We got video games right now.
Yeah.
Then one done music.
So this is the most... This one has been... let's just get right into it. The Last of Us Part 2 came out. And I want to talk real quick about how I've been feeling about it. I want you to guess real quick how late I stayed up last night playing Last of Us Part 2. This is a work night. I had work at 9 a.m. the next morning.
This man couldn't play it day of release because it was my birthday. And then he didn't even get to play it the day after release because he was so hungover from my birthday.
Felt awful.
So,
just guess how late I stayed up.
You're normally up till 2 anyways. So I'm going to guess 6.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. That's close.
But bro, it was one of those things where it was like,
be that bad of a game if you're up till 7,
dude.
Although it could be dog shit. It could be Tetris labeled Last of Us 2 and Ramsey would have played.
Then I needed to antagonize myself. But it brought me into like a weird line of thinking where like you know how I am about video games now. Like I still love video games. I like reading about video games, but I have not had a moment with a video game where I've been as obsessed as I was with Last of Us 1. Like that shit that came out.
Kid then.
I was 17. Like we were younger, but it was a thing of like that was when I got like that fucking flashback when I played Last of Us 1. It changed games for me. It was the same thing that happened to me when I played fucking Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And so I played Last of Us 1, and I was thinking back and just like where I was, and like it was like a religious experience. And now like getting into Last of Us Part 2, like the release, like I cared, but I was like, there's too much going on. I don't give a fuck. Like I got work. I'm a grown man now. And then I started playing it, bro, and I melted into a fucking 17-year-old again.
Really?
It was just the best, dude.
I thought you were going a different direction with that.
No,
I was
dude.
Bring up 2 years ago now. So this is sad that this is the exciting thing I say about video games. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I went to my boss, and I used half of my vacation days. It was like, I'm making a staycation, and I sat in a room and played Kingdom Hearts 3 till I platinumed it in 1 week. And I was a little boy. I was having so much fun. Every time when I got to be a guy from Toy Story, it was like in tears in the living room. Like, this is what I wanted it to be when I was whatever age.
I like how yours is fucking being a guy from Toy Story. Mine is cutting fucking survivors' throats open. But it's, I don't know, I just want to talk about, like, ages give me, like, a different perspective. But, like, I don't know, that gave me, like, a little bit of hope where I was like, okay, like, fuck. I can still get into that mindset where, like, this is just, like, the best shit in the world to me. And it's not just, like, it's not just me fucking phasing out playing Assassin's Creed for 2 hours after work because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And it's not time for bed yet.
Often, especially the older I've gotten, I treat all video games the way I treat, like, bad TV. Where I'm just like, this is just a waste of time because I'm bored. It's not like something that I sit down and I'm excited to do.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, Last of Us 2 comes out. Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. And get mad excited.
Yeah. It's similar to how I am with Call of Duty, where I'll just roll through it and then we'll play multiplayer games and I'll just be like, I don't care about this, but I want to spend time with my friends. But yeah, that's my video games. I just wanted to talk about being old and fucking lame.
My video games, which are also me being old and lame because I don't care about consoles anymore.
Perfect.
I'm a PC gamer nerd now, through and through. PS5's been announced, which is weird because when I was a kid, Xbox 360, that's what everybody was talking about. The internet was blowing up and the PS3 was kind of like an afterthought. And now it seems like it's the opposite.
Yeah.
The PS5 is just everywhere on Twitter.
Yeah.
And things that have nothing to do with gamers, like just normal people are talking about the PS5.
Yeah.
And looks super cool. I think at this point, no one cares about the specs.
Yeah. So, like, the biggest thing is, like, with Xbox is, like, PlayStation has become, like, what it used to be. It's not like, because Xbox 360, that, like you just said, like, that was talk of the town, but now, like, everyone has a PS4. Because, like, I bought a PS4 because I decided I could not live without their exclusives, and that's why I'm buying a PS5.
I did not own a PS4 for the first 4 years of the PS4, and then they announced Kingdom Hearts 3, PS4 exclusive, or at least it wasn't on PC.
Yeah.
Immediately dropped a shitload of money and got a PS4. Also bought a new TV just to play that game.
just you spent a fucking literal rack and a half. That's 150 Virgils for you Zoomers out there. Oh man, but
good time. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly run through it because we're running out of time here. No one cares about the specs, but it's gonna have exclusives, and it seems like everybody's gonna have one. So that's the one to get if you want to play with your friends. And then on the spec notes, they've released some details that they're trying a whole new way to connect the SSD to so you can bypass the RAM completely. Mm-hmm. And you basically should have no load times and nothing else as long as the game is correctly programmed.
You just shouted out every fucking ADHD kid's wet dream, bro.
I know, and it's because PC games have had SSDs for the longest time, and that change is insane.
Yeah.
My computer boots up in 4 seconds instead of 30 like it did 10 years ago.
Also, the thing is, like, the power of games gets kind of held back by the consoles. Mm-hmm. So, like, how good they can look and all this shit. But now that I feel like now, like, we're getting into the PS5, you're starting to see the singularity of the PS4, and like they're just fucking PCs with different UI.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm fucking excited to see where it goes because I would love to be able to do the same thing on my PC.
And at this point, they're not even they haven't released price yet, but they're not even like that overpriced.
Oh, like $500.
Yeah,
that was
you really only get screwed on how expensive the games are.
Yeah,
but now with the way that you can play so many games for free with the passes, it's not a bad deal.
Yeah. If you don't,
still the best bang for your buck is buying a PC, but
yeah. But if you're not a fucking like quote unquote gamer and you just want to have your MacBook or whatever and then just go play video games in your living room, this is perfect for you.
Okay. Then I got one last thing. Then we'll move on to music.
All right.
Fuck the style. The way it looks,
yeah,
dog shit.
I like it.
It looks like the most gamer-rific. Like, it belongs in a 13-year-old boy's bedroom.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like, in video games, when you see consoles, that's what it looks like to me.
It looks like it looks like if somebody wrote an Alien movie and they wanted a console for the aliens. Yeah. It's not even like retro-futurism. It's modern futurism. Like, it's very weird.
Bro, it looks like shit. I cannot wait to see it on my fucking desk. Day one purchase.
You have to get a stand to set it on its side.
No, you can put it on its side, but just those little plastic bumps.
Yeah.
If those snap off, it's over.
Set one.
It's fucking over.
Hilarious. Okay, let's get into music.
Yeah. Let's see.
13-years are going to love it, though. I guess that's really the market.
Yeah.
So nobody cares outside of that.
Yeah. I'm going to burn through mine because there's not a ton to it, and so you can get to yours. Take your time on it. Tom Petty's family has issued a cease and desist to Trump. When this is a funny little callback to when I was talking about how white kids think that Fortunate Son is a fun Call of Duty song. Tom Petty's song Don't Back Down was played at a bunch of Trump's rallies where, Trump things were being said, which were... but the Tom Petty's family issued a cease and desist, pretty much just denounced the entirety of the Trump campaign. They said, you're a giant piece of shit. We're not going to stand for what the shit you're saying. Do not play our music at your fucking rallies. Bruce Springsteen did the same thing in 2016 or whatever. But yeah, it's nice to see that artists are standing up for their fucking music.
Yeah, no kidding. And it makes me wonder how those deals even get made, because I think he got caught a while back for not even getting like the permission to use the music ahead of time, and he was just using like random fucking songs that he wasn't legally allowed to play.
Bro, it wouldn't surprise me if everyone in that fucking administration were just like, nah, let's put it on Ox.
It wouldn't surprise me if a bunch of politicians and people do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Just normally it's just kind of a don't you're not going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
But when you say super racist shit right after playing their songs, kind of
they'll stop complaining when Kid Rock's at the next rally.
Okay, mine. I know we both did music, and we're both going on Trump rallies.
Yeah.
Just last week, Trump held a rally in Tulsa, his first rally since Corona started. Yes. This rally was expected to just be horrendous because so many tickets got sold. They were talking about it, or not sold, but just given out.
Yeah.
They were talking about it on Twitter first. They said 300,000 expected. Then they said 800,000 expected. Ooh. By the end of it, over 1 million tickets had been pre-ordered online saying that people were going. Less than 7,000 people showed up.
Fuck y'all.
Well, what they found out very quickly was that Zoomers and K-pop, this is how it's music, the K-pop stands, all of the K-pop people, they had convinced everyone to just get as many tickets using their phone number as possible. And it literally tricked the president of the United States and his entire campaign staff into thinking they were going to have the biggest rally ever. They had to cancel all of the overflow stuff, everything outside, and then they had a 19,000-person stadium that they barely filled a third of. The pictures are fucking hilarious. And by all accounts, Trump was behind the stage, pissed as fuck, screaming at people because he didn't want to go out and go to such a small-ass crowd.
Bro, fucking, first off, this podcast, loud and short of it, formally endorses Zoomers and K-pop stands. Yes. We're fans of you. You're going to save the world. Also, I was seeing this this fucking Reddit thread. Not that I know what that is. This dude was just like, this motherfucker was gonna sell at 700,000. He's like, in Tulsa. He's like, bro, you think you're gonna beat the football stadium records? He was like, fuck you. It was like 150,000 was like the most people ever gathered for a football game in Tulsa or some shit.
So funny. But 7,000, even if it was 150,000, that's what they kept it reasonable.
Yeah.
7,000 is nothing. Mayors get 7,000 of small cities. 7,000 is, and in addition to this, the K-pop, they didn't stop there. Before this, they took over hashtag All Lives Matter, hashtag Blue Lives Matter, hashtag White Lives Matter, and flooded it with fan cams and selfies and weird K-pop stuff and just goofy shit so that racists couldn't do anything on Twitter.
I saw one. I love the K-pop ones because it was hilarious. Just thinking about old conservatives watching that shit. But I saw one that was a chocolate milk fan cam. It was a bunch of pictures of chocolate milk just like fanning out with the glittery outlines. I was like, fuck, dude, y'all are geniuses.
That's amazing. And then last but not least, because the Twitter one, that's kind of just silly. It doesn't really serve a purpose. So you can say, oh, that's just like fake progressive movements and whatnot. No, they also, Dallas PD and a couple other cities, set up basically tattletale apps where you could take pictures of people protesting that were doing anything illegal.
Snitch Twitter?
Snitch Twitter. And you could send the videos in directly to the police department so that if they made an arrest, they'd have the evidence there. And online K-pop stands started downloading the apps and flooding them with shitty videos and selfies just to flood them, and they just doxed the shit out of them. All the apps broke, and then nobody could report anybody for anything.
Heroes, bro. Heroes.
They are the voice of my generation.
Yes, bro. Fuck
really
millennials.
Younger than me, but man.
Fuck millennials. You're going to go adult your ass off.
Yeah.
We're with the kids,
We're
bro.
We're tired adulting.
Yeah, we don't care
what
you're
standing behind the Zoomers. Y'all are in the driver's seat now.
Go tuck your fucking kids in. Oh, man. But, yeah, that wraps up our variety hour for the month of June. Pretty banger one, gotta be honest with you. I'm very happy.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the podcast and for the country.
Yeah.
We're on mostly for Zoomers.
Yeah. Did not expect to feel good after this one. Oh, man. But, yeah, thank y'all for listening.
Yep. Go protest.